And we are back. The borough of the Bronx faces a variety of challenges, from the ongoing drug crisis, as we mentioned earlier, to the need for affordable housing, improved maternal health care, and public enhanced safety measures. We've got one local leader that's been at the forefront of these initiatives, advocating for solutions, as well as promoting economic development, sustainability, and community well-being. Here, we're pleased to be joined by the New York State Assembly member of the 86th Assembly District, Yudelka Tapia. And Assemblywoman Tapia, thank you for being with us. And I was trying to get our history together. First time having you here. Thank you.
Yes, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, we've been talking a little bit earlier in the show, talking about the Bronx, dedicating money to the opioid drug crisis. We know how big and prevalent it is in your Assembly District. But from your perspective, how bad is it?
It's the worst that we could talk about, because I mean, we have 74% increase in black men and women overdose, and 100% in Latinos families. Mm-hmm. And that is an epidemic. That's an epidemic that is killing our black and brown people. And that's something that we haven't bring all the resources that are needed, because I mean, overdose and drug abuse is a health issue. Right. And it has to be treated like that. So, and I think, I mean, we haven't done that in many years, and we have forgotten, and the administrations have forgotten about the Bronx, and who are the people that live here, and what is the pain that they're feeling. How do we meet them where they actually are? Because otherwise we are not going to get the solution. We are not going to get to them. We are not going to be able to give the resources that they need. And I think, I mean, that's exactly, guys, between 2019 and 2023, 3,500 Bronx people, black and browns, died from overdose. Mm-hmm. And that is unacceptable, that we don't look around and see, okay, something is happening that we are not taking care of.
And one of the things that you advocate for is you say, listen, we've got to get in the area of treatment and not so much focus on the area of punishment. We understand that it's a crime, but at the same time, treatment.
Well, it's not a crime, guys. It's a pain. It's not having affordable housing. It's being homeless. It's not having a good job. Those are the things that bring the pain to people that want to forget how bad they are doing in their families, in their ambient. So it's not criminal. It is just that we are not putting the resources for the needs that our community have, and we are not meeting them where they really are. And I think, I mean, that we have to reduce harm. We have to make sure that we put money and resources in those areas and make sure that they are getting the attention that they need. And that's the reason why part of the legislation that I put in this year and put it in the budget and asking in the budget is for the clubhouses. The clubhouses, there are I think, I mean, 15 clubhouses here in the city of New York. In the Bronx, we have maybe one or two. And I had the opportunity to go and visit one to see exactly what is the impact that is having in our people, black and brown, that actually are in the need of somebody understanding from where they're coming from. And when I did that, I was completely surprised. And I love what they do and how are they doing it. And I'm calling for $15 million so we could put 15 more clubhouses in the whole state of New York, not only in the city of New York.
I know another problem that we're talking about here in New York City is really affordable housing, right? That's a crisis that extends well in your area. Mm-hmm. Talk to us a little bit about where we are here, because we see an influx of construction going on, but then the question becomes, hey, how affordable is it? Who's going to be able to live here? Because as everybody's talking about, rent prices are high, home ownership, it's a problem.
Of course, it's a problem. I mean, especially when you're talking about, for example, my district. The median income in my district is $24,900 per year for a family of four. Do you think that they can afford a rent that is $2,500 for a single bedroom apartment? $3,500 for a two-bedroom apartment if you have children. They cannot afford that type of rent. So I mean, this is the biggest crisis that we have, not only in the city of New York, neither in the Bronx, but in the whole state of New York. And last year, and the year before, last, we passed good conservation to try to protect our tenants and just stop the abuse that many landlords are taking now. And let me tell you, we try to protect also the tenants that are already in the tenant. For example, I have a building that the landlord just disappeared. The landlord disappeared and he stopped paying the electricity. And there are 27 apartments in that building. Mm-hmm. And the Con Ed was saying that they were going to just take out the electricity in all the common areas. Of course, they came to my office. The whole building came to my office, and I was able to stop it. But I mean, could you imagine? It is $10,000 that the landlord has to pay for the electricity that the tenants are paying, and they wanted the tenants to pay for it. Impossible. So I mean, there are many things happening that the landlords take advantage from our tenants, and that's why my office is always the back of the tent, making sure that they are treated like they deserve and that they don't lose the only place that they have, on the roof under their head that they have. So I mean, this is something that we've been fighting really badly. And let me tell you, I go for the governor. The governor has spent $1 billion for affordable housing here for the Bronx. We have to figure out how that's going to be done and how HCR are going to work on it. Right. And also my colleague, the city council, have put them in $2 billion to see how we're gonna ameliorate the crisis in affordable housing. But that's something that's gonna last forever, because we know that there are people that want to make their money, and they don't care about what's happening in our family. I mean, within our families.
So much going on in your district. I can only hit a few things, but I do want to be able to talk about. We talked about housing a little bit. Talk to me about. You see this influx of e-scooters, right, in your neighborhood, and e-bikes, and it's great that we're electric, but you got some concerns. I see you got your face frowned up. So talk to me about, what do you feel about it, and what are you proposing to do about it?
Well, remember that in January 9, 2022, happened the biggest fire that ever, and the most destroyed that ever happened in the Bronx. Mm-hmm. 17 people died in that fire in the Twins Park, 181st, the center of my district and my backyard. And when we found out that it was not only that, but it was also the closing doors. It was something that people didn't have their thing. And then I have also a supermarket. 3 supermarkets, actually, in my district, that because of the e-bike lithium batteries, they were charging the batteries inside because they worked there, and they had to come back and forth, and the whole buildings were destroyed. My community is suffering because, I mean, we don't have that supermarket that was the one who supplied our communities. And it was because the batteries were not qualify, and that they're using batteries because, I mean, the point is that we have 65,000 at least delivery people, men, the immigrants, the majority of them, that's how they put the food on the table. And if a battery that is qualified costs $1,000, and the bike that they're using costs like $2,500, and they are making little money, how are they going to do? How are they going to make a living and put it in there? So what happened is that and that's the reason why, because I mean, we have like 249 deaths around my district because of lithium batteries that were used, and they get fired, and it's very difficult for the fire department to put them out because of however they are done.
And you say you have more than 200 related deaths?
Yes. Yes, we have more than 200 related deaths. I mean, it's been diminishing because, I mean, we were able to pass the law in the city. I mean, but not in the whole state. I have a law for the state to actually be able to do a exchange for the batteries that the delivery has to use because they cannot pay for 1,000 and they have to use whatever they can afford to be able to put the food on the table. So I have that law too, that bill that I have in there. The governor vetoed it last year because we were asking for $60 million to be able to do the exchange, which I think, I mean, is only fair because, I mean, we had to protect our community, especially the one that have the children in the school that had to pay for rent, that had to, and then if they are undocumented, which many are, I mean, they have to find a way how they're going to feed the family. And so I have the exchange bill, which would exchange the batteries that they have for the actually qualified, certified batteries that will prevent from those fires to happen. And then also creating the charger spaces for those batteries outside the building that they live, protected, and they can. I mean, I'm thinking I'm asking for $30 million for that this year to the governor, and I'm expecting that is going to happen because, I mean, the whole assembly is supporting the bill. And I think we're going to put the pressure on the governor to be able to do it.
We got vetoed last time. Second time's a charm. Huh? We hope
Of course.
If at first you don't succeed, try again, right?
I have never stopped doing what I believe is the right thing to do.
Absolutely. Assemblymember Tapia, thank you so much for being with us. Assemblymember Yudelka Tapia from the 86th Assembly District, talking about the work that's going on in the district. Now, listen, it's very vast. It's a lot that's going on. Couldn't have covered all in one segment. But if you do want more information, go ahead and email her at help@yudelkatapia.com. And then also follow her on Instagram at Yudelka for the Bronx. Encourage you, don't go anywhere. Guess what? We do have more open coming up, and we're coming up right after this.